Casey Brady, welcome to my podcast.
Hello, thank you.
Hey, thanks so much for coming here. I really appreciate it. I just met you outside and I give all the guests of the podcast the same instructions to come to the front of the apartment. And I'm such an idiot. It's not something I even thought about, but there's like 8 or 9 steps coming into the building. So we went up to the side gate and came in that way. Since you've been in a wheelchair, you must find this all the time. Things that you just didn't even think about in terms of accessibility.
I just thought you were stitching me out. But yes, yeah, but you just, I don't know, I think I expect it, and I just know that it is what it is.
Yeah, it must be incredibly frustrating though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. But now I'm like, I don't care if I'm late or whatever, because I'm like, I try.
Yeah. So tell us about Casey pre-accident. By the way, the accident we're talking about, it was a motocross accident in 2017, yes. June 2017. Tell us about Casey before then.
So before then, I studied to be a teacher. I was working at a daycare at the time. I think me and my husband, or my partner at the time, were just doing some spec houses and taking along with life, like trying to achieve goals and make some money. I think at the time I was a little bit bored as well with like career-wise and what to do. And then, I used to race motocross every weekend, and then, I had my accident.
Yeah, so you're one of 4 girls.
Yes.
Farm girls.
Yes.
And all motocross riders.
Yes. So we lived on a farm, and I think, a few boys from our school did motocross, and they came and did like a little show day. So we wanted Dad to buy us motorbikes, so we got rid of the horses and we all got into motocross. We raced, as like kids growing up every weekend. Kept us out of some trouble.
So you just, because I scrolled all the way back through your Instagram, and it just paints a picture of just a very normal, active, young New Zealand female, really. Like you're over in Paris with your friends at the Louvre. Your motocross, it looks like most weekends.
Yeah, so we did some travelling. I think I've travelled like a massive chunk of Europe. Lived in a van, I think when I was 21, so me and my partner went over, brought a van and did like Europe, England, Scotland and all of that. And then, we met friends over there. My husband raced IRB, I like surf lifesaving. So he did some of that over there. Yeah.
Inshore rescue boat? No, what are they?
Oh,
inflatable rescue boat?
Inflatable rescue boat. Yeah. So we went and did some of that. Some of the like world champs over there. So like did like heaps of stuff, I guess, before my accident, which is like for me like amazing that I have done that. But yeah.
So this is your now husband. So you guys have been together for a zillion years.
Yeah, I think we met when we got together when we were 18. So I'm 31 now. So wow.
Shit, it's a lot for you to both go through, eh?
Yeah.
It's a lot of adjustments, in particular for you, but also for him as well.
Yeah, like I don't know. I guess you never like see the impact that it has on your family and like the ones closest to you. You kind of like living this kind of in the moment, and it impacts everyone.
So take us back to June 25, 2017.
So, I'm really
by the way, is this hard to do, or is it annoying? Have you just revisited it a million times?
No, I think it's still like traumatizing. Like,
is it?
Like it's fine, but I don't know. Like I still am like so mad, but it is
mad at
life.
Yep, like the world. Mad at yourself or the situation. Yeah, did you make a mistake?
Well, I knew. So I had the night before, it was my husband's birthday, and we were going to go to Auckland. I was like, I'm not coming. I'm not that girl. Like, I'm up for whatever. I'll do anything kind of thing. And we were going to go to Auckland, and I was like, I'm not hopping in the car for you. I'm not coming. And they were like, stop being such a dick. Like, I was like, I'm not coming. I've got a bad feeling. I think I cried. I was like, I'm not coming. So then he didn't go to Auckland. He's like, fine, we'll like race on Sunday. And we got to motocross on Sunday, and I was like, I'm not racing. Like, I don't want to ride. Like, I just had
like a weird instinct.
Yes, and now I'm like, listen to your gut feeling. So like I was like, I'm not riding. First day for practice, crashed, and I was like, I knew it.
So what happened exactly? Is it on video, by the way? Was anyone videoing the practice or no?
I never really asked. Probably not.
Yeah.
So at Taupo track, I've raced there a million times before. Like same track pretty much. So they have like a sawdust section, so it's just pretty much sawdust, and it's like whoops, so like bumps. And before that, it's like a double to double in, so you guess you don't have to miss some of the track. And I don't know what I did. I just went over the jump, obviously was going too slow, didn't clear it, and I just went straight over the bars, and so I landed on my head, and then that's kind of, I guess, how broke my back.
And you knocked out at that point? Are you unconscious?
Yeah, so I was definitely knocked out, because like when I came like around, I like felt my stomach, and then that's when I instantly knew like it's not good.
Wow.
Like I can't even explain the feeling. Like I just knew, like I didn't move. Like, you know, you see on the movies, like don't move. I knew like straight away. Like I touched my stomach, or I must have went to get up or something, and I just touched like my tummy, and I was like, okay, something's wrong. Like, and like the feeling now, I'm still like paralyzed, but it's a different feeling.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like I can't even explain it. Like just a touch of my skin or something, and that's when I instantly knew. Like I was like, this is bad.
So is this when you're lying on the track?
Yeah.
So at that point, cause I've had so many people in similar situations on the podcast, including Brad Smaler, had him on a couple of times. At that point, are you like freaking the fuck out, or are you just alarmingly calm? Or
Nah, I freaked the fuck out. I think like I knew, and then I think I was more scared. Like I didn't even think of like that. I was so scared. Like I knew it was shit. Like I was like, it's not good, but I was more scared for like Mitch to have to ring my mum and dad. Like it, like I don't know. I just could like feel the like pain of like knowing something bad had happened. Like it was real weird.
It says a lot about you, doesn't it? And
No,
you're
but
sort of
that's not like
you're just
me.
an empathetic person.
No,
like,
I'm not. I'm like a toughen the fuck up person. But yeah, I don't know. Like, and then I think I knew like the guy that came up to me. He had been like my whole life of motocross. Like he was the ambulance guy. He was amazing. I'd seen like so many crashes, and he would just always be there. And he said to me, "Do you want to go to Middlemore?" And I knew that he wasn't asking me. Like he was telling me, and I was like, "Yeah." Like, and then like I knew he just would have taken. I just felt safe like with him. And then I was flown to Middlemore. I don't really remember.
So it's just all a whirlwind. Wow.
Yeah.
So you're so the paramedics in the helicopter, like what do they say, or what are they doing?
I don't know. Like I think I was pretty out of it. I guess they dragged me out straight away. Like I had hit my head. I knew I had like something neck because my hands were weird.
Like tingly or?
Yeah. So yeah, but I didn't know kind of at the time anything. Like even like I remember going into the MRIs probably like when I woke up again. And I remember holding this chick's hand, and she gave me like so much comfort. Just like I think I didn't let go of her hand. Like, don't let me go, poor girl. But like,
who was she? Like a nurse, or
must have been.
Right.
Like, don't leave me. Then I don't really remember anything. Even like I was in hospital, and I think like I look back at photos, and I was like smiling in all my photos, and like I don't know, get me out. But I'm stuck in a neck brace. Like wasn't allowed to move. But I think I didn't realise what I had done. You know, they'd probably told me 10 times, you've broken your back. Like every day they'd probably tell you that you're paralysed, this and that. But I don't know, I think it probably took me like a couple of months before I was like, oh shit.
Yes. So the first few conversations that you have with the doctors or surgeons, like what do they say? How do they say it's looking? What do they say the prognosis is? Do they say it's unlikely you're ever going to walk again, or?
So they're like the worst. Like no cares, just straight like, this is like I
suppose they don't want to give anyone sort of false hope, or
no. See, I'm not like I get that, but I'm all about like, so I've got a complete spinal cord injury. So they say, so I've done T4, which is from like just under your boobs, and T6, I think. So they did like a 8-hour surgery and put some rods in and some fake vertebrae, and then they told me like you'd never bend again. And you'd never walk again or gain any sensation. And I feel like they told me that every day. Like, I'd be like, hey, can I go do something now? And then they'd retell me. And I remember my sister at the time, she was like, why is she crying? Like, she's already been told this. But
how do they say it?
Like, straight. Like, no, you have a complete spinal cord injury, you will not walk again. Like, there's no evidence to show you will walk again. Like, you've completely damaged your spinal cord. And they're just real blunt, like, no sympathy.
Well, no sort of bedside manner.
Nah. I guess they see 1 million people a day and...
Yeah. Oh, that's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
But then, like following your Instagram journey from all the way back, it seems like you were you're very defiant or relentlessly positive from day one.
Yeah.
And there's all these little wins along the way. like there's your first outing outside of hospital. There's learning to sit.
Yeah.
20 seconds on a tilt table, and then 7 minutes on a standing frame, then 30 minutes on a standing frame. So it felt like you were just had this relentless, dogged determination, just to almost like flip the middle, the middle finger to the people that said no. That must have been a satisfying feeling in those early days, making all these like exponential sort of gains.
Yeah, I guess so. Now that's so dumb, like 20 seconds. But at the time, that's a massive jump from like sitting up, and for the doctors, like, I know my physio hated me. Every day I'm like, I want to move, I want to do something, like move my legs, get me out of bed, like, and they'd be like, no, this is how it works. They have their like tick box. And then like standing, I feel like they said to me so many times, like I wouldn't eat, like I was eating lollies and chocolate for like 3 months, like in the spinal cord in the like ward. I was like, I wonder I can't stand up. I remember they told me I was allowed out, and they're like, you're allowed out for a night, like go practice, go stay in a hotel, and they booked you a hotel. I was like, I want to go home, I need meat, I need like food. So we drove back to Tauranga, and I had like home kill and proper food, and then I think I came back on the Monday and I stood up. That would have been my like 30 seconds or whatever.
Why were you just eating lollies and chocolate? Just because the hospital food was so shit? Yeah.
And I don't know, I like a good treat.
Yeah. I must admit, nothing like you, but I had a tumour taken out a bunch of years ago, and I ended up surviving on the muffin break stuff downstairs because the food was awful.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
And Mitch loved it. So he'd go to work. He moved to Auckland and lived in the van outside the hospital. So he'd come home and I couldn't make him food. So here's my hospital food.
Yeah, I'm guessing you've had conversations over the years. What are his sort of recollections of that time?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know he had a lot of anger. Like, I think he smashed up our house a bit.
Anger at?
I don't know, probably just a situation. Like, I know he's never been mad at me. Like, he's, like, it's shit, but he's real good. Like, he doesn't let me, like, if I'm, like, got an excuse for saying I'm not allowed, like, which is cool. Good because that keeps, like, you can just say no to things or whatever and become like stuck in your house or whatever, but he's like, no, I'll lift you, I'll do this, and it's, I guess that keeps like the positive.
Wow, I'm getting a little bit emotional. What a cool guy. Yeah. Like, it's a big test on the relationship.
Oh yeah. When we were in the spinal ward, it was like, what do they keep saying? They keep being like, oh, we need to do like sexual, like how, oh, not sexual health, like talks and things like that, and like how to like keep your partner and like your relationship going. But then the chick said to me, like 90% of the couples that break up, they were already going to anyway. But
it was just the tipping point they sort of needed.
Yeah, and like I get that now. Some people, they're not meant for each other or whatever. But he's been good. Yeah.
So what's the sexual chat they have?
Oh, because obviously you lose like no feeling and sensation.
Right.
So they're like how to like keep that like healthy in a relationship. So I don't think I went to any. I was like, don't talk to me. Like, don't just rub everything.
Yeah, geez, it's only 13 minutes. I was maybe going to broach this stuff later on, but since we're here, we can get into it now as much or as little as you want. So you must have like erogenous signs, or
so I have like
your neck or ears, or
I don't know. See, I feel like I still know.
Yeah.
Like no complaints, I hope. Oh, well, he's told me. So. But yeah, I definitely think I know, like more now.
And fertility wise, if you decide to have a family, it's everything's the same. You can.
Yeah. So we're actually we've got a baby on the way.
Oh, no way!
Yes, we just found out yesterday we're having a little girl. So I'm not carrying the baby. So we're going through surrogacy.
So who's the surrogate? Do you say or you don't say?
Yeah. She's like the most amazing. Her name's Brooke. I met her on Facebook. Like the most amazing human I've ever met in my life. So she's carrying our baby.
Oh my God, this is a bizarre tangent for the podcast. So you went through fertility treatment, so that they harvest your eggs.
Yeah, so we made embryos. Yep. And then went through surrogacy. So put the
amazing,
embryo
because you would be unable to carry.
So I can, but it's really high risk, and like I have like no bladder control, no bowel control, like spasms, like all this dumb stuff. So I think it would take my independence away. It's really dangerous. It would probably take, like all of my, like the control I do have away. I wouldn't be able to do my rehab. And then I have like a random blood thing. I think it might be from my accident. Like, I don't know. It's from like a blood transfusion. So I've got like weird blood that might not like give iron to the baby or something. So it's not worth the risk.
Well, so what sort of I mean, I went through a bunch of rounds of IVF with with my partner at the time, JJ. Like we had like 6 rounds of IVF before.
Yes.
Seems like the chat that we had with Dr. Richard Fisher, the embryologist, was probably like the chats that you've had with some of your doctors. In the end, he was like, "Listen, you guys need to give it up. It's not going to pretty much." So yeah, what sort of discussions do you have with the lady that's carrying the baby, like or counselling or whatever, to make sure that she's okay with it?
So we had to go through like all of that stuff, and Mitch has like a weird chromosome thing. So then we had like another thing, so we had to test all our embryos and like all of that drama. But so you do like the counselling side of things. I think we did some single counselling to make sure I was okay with someone holding my baby. I don't give a shit. I want a baby. Like, just give me a baby. So that was fine. And then we did like couple counselling to make sure she has, I was just going to give our baby like up, and it was like okay for them and their family. But it wasn't too hard out, I think, because her and her family are amazing and they're normal. Like, which helps.
Yeah, it's funny that actually, just towards the end of our fertility journey, we got a mate to be a sperm donor. So we had to have a couple of sessions of counselling, and him and his wife had to do the same. Feels like it's easy to trick them though, and say 100%. The right things.
I'm like, my sister wants to do my next one. I'm like, she wants to have another baby, but I'm like, should we just book you in now, get all our counselling done? They won't notice you're pregnant. We can trick.
Oh, that's really exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is really cool. So you mentioned the bladder thing. So you got no bladder control?
No, so if I pee on your couch, I'm real sorry.
Well, I did see an Instagram post. When was it? Hang on. Oh, May 2019, you peed on your trainer's shoulder. What? I was going to ask about that. How does that happen?
They still love it. So I'm kind of good. So I self-catheterize. So even when I first had my accident, like that stuff, I didn't, like that would have been months later, and I'm like, I must have had like a catheter bag. I'm like, why do I have that? Like, I want to go to the toilet by myself. And they're like, oh, you're never going to. Like, what do you think you've been doing this whole time? Like, like, I don't know. You just don't register, I guess. You're like living in the kind of the moment. So yeah, I self-catheterize, but I can get a shiver when I need to go to the toilet, but then I never used to, so that's like new thing, so that's pretty cool.
So this is like an internal
I kind of
alarm.
time it, so I'm like, oh, I'm shivering, or I'm like kicking everyone, like, you need to pee, so yeah, I'll just sometimes pee anytime, anywhere.
So you just strike me as being just so positive and independent. Were you like this pre-accident, or do you think you've really sort of stepped up?
I think this is definitely like as much as like it's the shittest thing and I wouldn't wish it upon anyone. But saying that, like, and I hate it and I want to walk, but saying that I love like my life and like I guess where I've come, you know, like I'm a better person from it.
Oh yeah?
I think so.
In what way?
I don't know. I just I think differently now, and I see like a different side. I don't know. I'm just, I guess, happy with where I am at, and having legs would be the best. But
I know that's the ultimate goal, and I mean the stuff that you share online is inspirational. Like it's just we talked before about the gains early on, like the standing frame and stuff like that. And I'm sure now there's periods where there's weeks or months or even quarter of a year where it feels like you're even going backwards, or there's no gains at all, and you must be like, what the fuck am I doing? And you probably get frustrated and down on yourself, but shit, you must be proud.
Yeah, like I think I'm in that rut at the moment. I did like a ligament in my ankle over Christmas. I was probably drunk or something. I don't even know how it happened, because normally I know when I hurt myself. And that's like a long healing time, and like I have never had, like, I'm lucky because I'm really unstable, but I've never had any like setbacks, and I feel like that just fucked me up, because like I had holidays, and then now every time I go to stand on my foot or stand up, I was spasming and I couldn't do it, and then I get like I'm like feel like I'm stuck in like a funk, and then I felt like everyone's giving up on me, like, not that they are, and it's nothing to do with them anyway, but I'm like, oh, I want someone to believe, I guess, as well as myself. But yeah, I think I'm back now. Yeah,
because it must be hard, because you do want to keep keep your eye on the prize and keep progressing. But then I suppose there's part of you that also has to accept that this is the life that potentially you've got now.
Yeah, see, I haven't accepted, and I don't think I ever will. However, I've like changed my focus. Like when I had my accident, I was doing probably 8 hours of rehab a day. Like I was anything, everything. Mitch probably hates me, I spent all of our money on anything for my rehab. Like I would try it. And then I remember some guy telling me, he was in a wheelchair himself, and his goal wasn't to walk. And he told me you need to find like your purpose kind of thing. Like maybe you should go back to work and stuff. And I was like, fuck you. Like I was real mad at him for even saying that. I'm like, you don't get it. Like you don't want to walk, so you don't get it. And then I think a few weeks later I had like this thing, and I was like, holy shit, like I need a purpose. Like I need something for me. I think we were doing some spec houses at the time, but we had done it before. I knew how to do it. It wasn't enough. And that's when kind of like the gym came along, because I was like desperate to like find something else.
Yeah. And just going back to after the accident, so there was like a Give a Little page set up, which was massive. There was like a $20,000 from over 150 people. What other fundraisers were there? I saw a photo of you on Instagram with a giant ceremonial check.
Yeah, so the motocross community was amazing. And like random people, like so lovely, like families from school, from primary school, like donated me money like for my rehab. We've done like a couple of like fundraisers through the motocross community. So training days, and like those fast guys would always like do like a training because everyone wanted them to teach him, and then he'd give me the money. So it was amazing. Like amazing people, just so generous to like give someone a hand.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
What do you do with that money? I'm guessing there's a lot of cost involved, like I don't know, like modifications to your house or anything, or to the vehicle?
So I'm ACC, so
okay.
like super lucky and grateful for ACC for the fact of like my house. Like I just got my house finished now, or just finished it. Like my car, they like obviously modified my car, gave me money towards like a decent car. But my rehab, because I've got a complete spinal cord injury, is not covered. So they give you physio, but physio for me, like I think I fired my physio.
Why did you fire your physio?
Well, I think she dumped me before I had a chance to dump her, which I was so pissed off about.
Why, are you a nightmare client and that you're just so driven, or?
Yes, yeah. Just like, we're gonna learn transfers today. I'm like, I don't want to fucking learn to transfer.
What's that?
Or like transferring from here to my chair, or
okay.
here into the car. Like I'll figure that out myself. I think at the spinal ward they taught me how to take my chair apart to get into the car, and I like threw it across the ground. I'm like, stop teaching me this, like. And now I'm like, I probably should have listened, because I got home and I was like, okay, I don't know how to do it, but you work it out.
Where are you in the birth order? I mentioned at the start you're one of 4.
So there's 3 of us like older ones, so yeah. I was like middle,
right?
And then I've got a sister that's 10 years younger.
Are they all similar to you, or are you?
Yeah, probably. Man,
you seem quite like stroppy and I don't know if stroppy's the word, or just like just this dogged determination, which is inspirational, by the way.
It's just a psycho.
Yeah, psycho. Yeah, I didn't want to say psycho, but yes. Psycho energy.
Yeah. So I have to pay for like all the rehab I do.
Wow.
Because the physios are like different.
Yeah.
Kind of rehab.
Yeah. But there's some amazing footage of you online, like walking with frames and stuff like that, and your legs are sort of shaking uncontrollably, but you're up and you're standing and you're moving forward. What's that sort of sensation like? So
I'm real big on, I need a lot of like weight or something like through my legs to like feel things. But yeah, like as soon as I stand up and as soon as I like go to like flick in my retard kind of like way, I can feel like it happening and like it changes like in my leg. So yeah, I know like when it's doing something, or it's weird.
Yeah. So March 2019, you went back to the motocross track in Taupo for the first time.
Yes.
Do you still enjoy the sport?
Not really. Mitch kind of stopped because he raced as well, and like my whole family kind of stopped. and he's just got back into it. I think I hate it because I don't want him to, like, I don't want people to hurt themselves. Like, I know.
Right.
I'm like,
Well,
and I
you
think,
know how bad it can be.
Yeah, and I think like when I had my accident as well, why I wasn't so scared is I'd been around motocross for so long, and everyone that had broken their back just walked again. You know, like it wasn't, you're not paralyzed forever. You're just broken at the start, and then you walk again. So I didn't know that side of things, and now I do. So I'm like, and I see like our gym, I guess, is like a massive eye opener for life. So yeah, I don't like seeing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to be the supportive wife, you know. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah, does he still ride?
oh, he's just got back into like in a speedway track, flat track it's called. Yeah, and then we came up to Auckland like a couple of weekends ago. First race, like right in front of me, he like falls off and the bikes all crash into him, like right into his back. And I was like, I can't deal. And then the other friend we took crashed, and I was like watching that guy. I was like, oh my god, that poor guy. And then I realised it was like our guy. I was like, oh, I don't like this one.
What about your sisters? Did they, since you all rode, after the accident, did they have like a, I don't know, like some sort of survivor's guilt or anything like that? You know, where...
I don't know. No,
Yeah.
I don't think so. Like, they're pretty amazing, like,
Yeah.
and so good with me. Like, I think I find it the hardest being around my sisters because I compare. Because they're like, I guess me, but not me. And they're like normal. So I'm like, I struggle. But yeah, they're amazing with me. And I don't know, I think they're just like ready to let it go. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, when you see how bad it can be, I suppose it would be hard to keep going and keep your nerve.
Yeah.
To do the things that you need to do.
But I know Jessie's real, so I actually live with one of my sisters at the moment, and she's real like scared of things, and like with her little girl, she's like, be careful. I'm like, we need to like stop that, and I know that's because of me. When she had her kids, she was like, I can't have an epidural because I don't want to like, I couldn't deal with like the feeling. I was like, so you just went through pain because you're too scared to be like me.
Oh, that's quite lovely though, isn't it? Yeah, things like that. How does that make you feel?
Well, I felt bad for it. Is my life that shit that you don't even want to practice it?
Okay, there's a saying that everyone uses, that every cloud has a silver lining. What is the silver lining in being unable to walk? Or have you not found it yet?
Oh, I haven't found it.
Nah.
No.
Yeah.
Work on it.
And who is Ollie Coffey?
So he's a guy I did neurophysics with. So I did a lot with him when I first had my accident. So it's like a different kind of therapy, I guess. I don't know how to explain it.
I've seen some articles online where you're just like pumping up his tyres big time.
Yeah.
Has he been really good?
Yeah, he was amazing. Yeah. So I've kind of stopped that at the moment. I think lockdown was really good for me because it made me kind of like figure out what was working for me. So after lockdown, because I was doing so much and it cost a shitload of money. So I kind of simmered down and just am doing the stuff that I'm doing currently. Because I didn't think I went backwards. I kind of just plateaued.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe I don't need to be doing that so much. So I'm just kind of have been playing with what to do.
Yeah. So what does like an average day look like these days? So you wake up in the morning.
Yeah. So I open the gym. So I normally go there first.
No, let's go all the way back though, like in terms of like the admin of like getting out of bed and.
Okay, I'm not your typical spinal cord injury like person. I get up. I pretty much go to the gym in my undies. So I remember they telling me like you have to like do this in the morning and like bowel routine and all this. Like fuck that shit. I'm living life. Like I'm not spending hours doing that. So I get up, go to the gym, and then I do a lot of electrical stim. If you've seen any of that. So I do like, it's a FES bike. Brad does a lot of it, I think, as well. So I do that in the mornings, and you have to like sticker your like whole bum and everything up with like electrical pads. So I do that for like 45 minutes.
Can you feel anything?
I can feel it just...
Like pulsing?
Yeah. So I know that it's on. So I do that in the mornings, and then like set up the gym, and then I do kind of like training and stuff in the mornings with like clients, and then I do my rehab like every afternoon, so I do a couple of hours every afternoon, and then when I'm training I have to go back at night because you run out of daytime. I'm trying to run a business, like you got to train like my rehab and stuff, so I had been going back at night to the gym and training like your body? Because I guess like when you're doing your like walking and stuff, you're not keeping fit, or it's just rehab. So it's kind of like a different exercise. You know, you just need to do something.
Fuck, you're so inspirational. Do you how do you feel being called inspirational?
I don't think I'm that cool. Like, there's people out there that are way better than me.
You said that. I went back through our DMs because I approached you about coming on the podcast, and you were like, I don't know if I'm that cool. But I happen to think you are. I think you're remarkable. Even like just that little throwaway comment before where you said, no, fuck that, I'm not doing that morning routine. Like just this sort of defiant attitude you've got, and just this determination and this relentless positivity. I think that is just the coolest thing ever.
Thanks.
It's really cool. You're yeah. I mean, your husband must be so proud. Your family must be so proud, and your child on the way. They're going to be very proud as well. It's bloody cool. I think it's neat. You're just being modest, right?
I think as well. Like, just because I'm in a wheelchair doesn't. I don't know. You know, like I'm still the same as you and everyone else.
Yeah.
Like. But some people have shit attitudes, and I'm like, that's dumb. Like, that's not a cool person to be. Like, no matter what your situation is, like, you can either be miserable or it's not going to get you anywhere. And I think that's my thing. Like, I could be sad and like I'm in so much pain all the time, but if I just sit at home and be grumpy or like show people that it doesn't get me anywhere.
What sort of pain are you in? It's
so
like phantom pain or?
Kind of. So like the nerve pain. So it's getting worse the more I reckon I get back. So to me, that's like a positive. Like, give me more pain. Like, if I'm going to get something out of it. But, yeah.
How was your mental health, like, sort of immediately afterwards, or in the weeks and months afterwards?
I think I've been amazing. Like,
yeah. Did you bounce back? Because Instagram, I mean, it's hard to get a full gauge on someone from Instagram, but it's like, as I mentioned before, it seemed like immediately after the accident, you were sort of in the mindset of, okay, what do I need to do next?
Yeah.
And then you were learning to sit again. By the way, what is involved with learning to sit?
Well, I was like a yo-yo. I think because I have no core, so I'm paralysed from here. It's like everything, and you don't think that you use like everything to like sit up. So just practice really. Like, yeah, I think they used to like hold me, and then they'd slowly lower where my support would be.
It's got to be the weirdest sensation.
Yeah. So.
And then there was the tilt table thing we talked about, and some other thing. Why is that so hard?
I was fainting.
After like a matter of seconds.
Yeah, and I reckon that's probably because I had no food in me. And the lady was a dick. She kept saying to me like, "Oh, we haven't had anyone do this in a long time." And I'm like, "Get out! You work with people like this all the time." But she used to make me feel like shit. Like it's just you, like. But I got rid of her too.
Oh my God, you're going through them.
So now I'm too scared to go back to the spinal ward because I don't want to see her because I'm like, I'm going to walk, and now I'm still not walking. I'm like, oh, I don't want her to like laugh at me. Like I'm still scared of physios because I think that they're laughing at me, or like they think I'm wasting my time, but like, I know that's so stupid.
Oh, as in they'll get some sort of sense of validation or satisfaction that they told you it wasn't going to happen and they were right.
Yes.
I think you'd have to be a weird,
I know,
twisted individual to think that. I think it's commendable that you're trying and that you're this determined.
Yeah, well, I think as well. I put in so many hours. Like, if I give up now, what was the point?
Yeah. How do you keep going with the rehab when there are periods without any sort of progress or gains?
I think that, and I don't want to live like this. Like, I fucking hate being in my wheelchair. Like, if I go anywhere, I hide my wheelchair. Like, I don't know, and I hate being unhelpful. Like, it's so annoying.
What do you mean unhelpful?
Well, like, I do, like, everything that I can do, but, like, we live on a farm, and it's like, oh, I just want to go, like, spray those away. I'm not, like, I'm a big farmer. And, like, but just be helpful to me. It's like, all I do is watch them, like, and then I'll be, like, trying to lift something, like, I can't do it. Just let me be helpful. Like this morning I went to the expo and I had all the stuff in my car and I had this big basket on me and like peeping over it, and then I had like a TV and stuff, and then this guy's like, oh, can I do it for you? I'm like, okay, yeah, go ahead. I'll play it sometimes. But like it's just annoying, you know, like you want to be able to do stuff.
Yeah, I suppose I'm curious about this because everyone I think at some point imagines what it would be like to lose your ability to walk, and you're never sure, thankfully, what you'd be like in that situation. Like whether you'd be a fighter or whether you'd be sad and depressed.
Yeah, I don't know, Like, you'd have to find something like if I didn't have my goal to walk, I think if I just accepted it, I'd need like a purpose somewhere else. Like you'd have to have something deep, I think. Else, I don't know how you'd do it like happily.
But it seems like your life is pretty good as is, as in you're making the best of a shit situation.
Yeah, for sure. Like, and I have it easy compared to a lot of people. Like sometimes my hands still go paralyzed. Like yesterday, because I don't know what like there's something in my neck that's weird, and I know when I'm tired or I've been like doing stuff like bent down, my hands go paralyzed, and it's like the scariest thing in the world. I'm like, I don't think I'm always like too much. This sounds really bad. Like I don't have mental health issues, but I'm like, if that happens to me, like push me off the bridge. Like, I don't know how people do it. Like I think like I'm so grateful that I have like my hands and like my arms. I think if I was in that situation, I'd be totally different. But because I have, you know, I'm still able to do things, makes it way easier. And then I see people in shitter situations, so I'm like, I need to like toughen up. Like I'll have a cry on the way home every now and then.
Oh, really? Yeah. Do you are you generally quite good at like keeping that stuff hidden from you know, your husband, your friends?
Yeah.
Are you?
Sometimes my dad always rings me. Like he'll ring me on the way home. Like, oh, how was your walk? I'm like, good. And then I know that he can like hear it in my voice. Like, I've got to go. And I'm like, I know you're just gonna hang out because you'll cry. Like it makes him sad. And then my mum will ring me. I'm like, Dad told you I was sad. But like I'm pretty good. Like I think I cried to my so Aaron, he owns the gym with me. I think I cried to him the other day, like we're in the middle of our rehab and I just blew up. I was like, I hate this. I just want to walk. Like help me. Like all he does is help me for the last 7 years, or I'd be over me. But I'm normally good. I'm normally good.
Why why do you try and hide it so much? Like it's perfectly understandable.
I know. I just because I upset other people. Like my sister, if I like showed her anything towards being upset, like it would break her heart, and I'm like I can't do that.
It's funny, because this almost goes back to what you were saying before when you're lying on the track and you're like, oh, I don't want my parents to. Wow.
But like seeing someone else in pain is a lot harder than yourself being in pain, I reckon.
Yeah, but these people are here for you to lean on.
I know, and they are. But I'm like, I'm okay. I just need to cry all the way home, and then I'm like, good. It's out.
Oh my God, you're hilarious. You're hilarious. Have you had any therapy or counselling about this? I know you mentioned before you had the fertility counselling.
I remember. I think at the beginning they sent me to a mindfulness lady, and she was actually amazing. She was like,
you didn't fire her?
No, I didn't fire her. She was really nice. Actually, no. She like saw me for free one day. She was a positive pathways or something her name was. She lives in Papamoa, and she randomly messaged me and was like, can I like see you? I didn't think she was a counsellor or anything. I was like, yeah, of course you can. And then I like went and talked to her, but she was really about, I think, the purpose thing. So she was really helpful. She wasn't like a counsellor or anything, but she was just like, you need to like find you. So I think that was good. But yeah, no, I haven't really. But I'm
just
good.
Haven't needed to?
Nah. Like, last year I had a bit of a tough year. One of my friends killed himself at my house, and I found him. And I think I have so much anger. Like, I could have helped you, you know what I mean? But I was like, I feel like he wouldn't have wanted to show me pain. And I was like, I hate that people were like soft around me. Like, tell me, you know? So that was probably like the hardest, but sorry.
Yeah, no, that's all right. Do you want some? I've got some tissues over here. Shall I get some tissues? I'll get some tissues.
That was a cute little box. But no, other than that, I think that what annoyed me the most is because people think I'm hurting, or, you know, so it's like they can't, you know, the people I'm like the closest to, like, I was like his brother, you know, his sister, sorry. So I'm like.
Who was he? Just a really good friend?
Yeah, he pretty much, he's her twin, and him and his twin, he's one of Mitch's best friends. And they've lived with us, they go overseas, and they've lived with us our whole life, pretty much, like, one of them or the other one, like, you know, they've always been swapped. And, like, I knew he wasn't okay, but I didn't know, like, the extent of, like, depression and stuff. So now I do. But, yeah, I think that was just a tough thing to, like, learn. I don't know.
Oh, that's a harrowing thing to go through.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that kind of annoys me because I knew, like, I was his closest person, but he didn't tell me because I think he wouldn't have wanted to.
Yeah, I've had a couple of friends that have gone out the same way, and it sort of made one of them in particular. I could see a lot of myself in him. Like, this guy was the life of the party.
Yeah.
It only became evident after he took his own life that he had bipolar, but he didn't want to tell anyone that he worked with because of the stigma.
Yeah.
And he was scared it would cost him promotions and stuff because people would be like, "Oh, don't give him a promotion, he might he'd freak out." And then that made me realise, fuck, I gotta start prioritising my own mental health, because I didn't want to end up in the same position that he was. And I think for a lot of guys in particular, it's just easier to do that than to like have the difficult conversations with people,
and
which is
like,
terrible.
Why? Yeah. But yeah, I think I'm so like oblivious to all of that, like I was. So I guess and I think as well, like, I've been so strong like this whole time. So I think for him, like, telling someone like, me, he thinks I'm so strong or whatever, like, I won't understand. And I'm like, I don't care, everyone's different, everyone like takes things differently. But I think that was probably like a tricky thing, but I've been fine. But
When was this?
Last August.
Right.
June, July.
You've been through a lot, haven't you? Because you put a timestamp in things, and the pandemic was a lot for a lot of people. The lockdowns and the spin-off effects from all that. It's been detrimental for a lot of people's mental health. And pre that and then post that, you've had all this other stuff going on as well. And look at you just smiled your way through it.
Makes you tougher.
Yeah, you reckon?
I think so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
What are some new hobbies and interests that you've learned since the accident? Have you picked up anything new?
Not like hobbies. I feel like I've got no time, and I know people like that's an excuse, but like I'm so busy. Like, I think, like, we've been renovating for like 3 years, so every weekend we're like doing something.
Renovating so your house is Casey friendly, or
yeah, but like subtle. Because I don't like the wheelchair.
Oh my god!
So you never walk in and think it's a wheelchair accessible house, but it is.
What does that mean? Just not a steep ramp, or?
Oh, actually, so like my kitchen bench is like pretty and like it's like my scullery, so you wouldn't like know, and like I like to look normal. But no, not really. I think like the gym is like my passion, like my baby.
Was it like that beforehand?
No, so I just trained like before my accident, and I just did like gym classes. I hated the gym. And then when I started training, like my rehab stuff, I was very annoying to my trainer, and that's when we like made the gym to help, I guess, people, because there was nowhere for me to go to do like any of the stuff I wanted, like proper rehab. So now I don't know, I guess you want to help as many people as you can to like even get them out of their house to, I don't know, for like their mental health. Like, it's got to help you to like feel safe, and it's cool. I love it. Yeah. And like people do amazing things.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was a photo on Instagram of you at the top of Mount Maunganui with a bunch of friends. How did that happen? They wheel you up to a certain point, or
they piggybacked me the whole way?
The whole way?
Yeah.
Oh, that seems excessive. Even lazy.
That was so good. So it was like a group of guys. I went to it was like a course, kind of for like, it was like a random course that was put on, and I guess it was for like positive thinking and stuff like that. It was like a whole lot of random people, and it was like them that took me up the mount. So like I had met them, and they're like, "Oh, do you want to go up the mount one day?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course I do." And then they piggybacked me the whole way up, so they just like tag teamed it to the top. So it was amazing, like random people just like out there to help.
Yeah. Now I mean, we only met like 45 minutes ago, but the impression I'm getting from you is that you're someone that's fiercely independent with this dogged determination. So I'm guessing part of you didn't like being piggybacked up the mount. But on the flip side of that, like, it's the nicest thing you could do for another person.
Oh, it was so cool. It was awesome. I didn't mind it. See, I'll play it when I need to.
I'll play it when I need to.
So sometimes I'm like, okay, we need to get this. Like, if I'm with a boy or someone that doesn't understand, I'll go by myself because someone will help me. You just wait in the car.
Yeah, well, when I met you just outside, like prior to doing this, like it was raining, you're in your chair, bare feet, and you just like wheeled down the hill and across the road at the traffic lights, and then started wheeling back up again. You're fiercely independent. Like
You have to be.
yeah, but it feels like there's nothing. I mean, apart from the obvious, there's nothing that you can't do. Like you're just getting on with things.
Yeah. Like, I have to, and I think that's what brings like a lot of positivity, because I can like live a normal life as such. Yeah.
So if it never got any better than this, it's still not bad?
It's still not bad. Like, I definitely want more. And I think as well, like, I have always wanted to be a mum that played with their kid, you know, and played soccer or, you know, just done, like, the fun things. And I think that's the thing. I'm like, I need to, like, I know they'll love me just as much. But
Yeah, have you looked at doing any sports? Or
I think it's time, and I hate being in my chair, so it makes me feel shit. And I sounds really probably like savage on people in wheelchairs, but I'm like, I don't like to like associate. I don't know, like there's nothing, like everyone was same as you and same as anyone. But I just, it's like an eye opener. Like, this is what you are. Even though there's nothing wrong with it, I just don't like being in my chair. Like I don't know. I think that's an acceptance thing.
Yeah.
No, that sounds terrible.
No, well, I mean, yeah. No one else can say if it's terrible or not. It's just, it's an interesting mindset. When you dream, do you dream that you're able-bodied? Or
100%. I have the same dream. Like, if I dream this dream that I can. I know that I'm like paralyzed or something, but I dream that I walk, and because I'm a real fast walker, and I think I was before my accident, I'm always in a rush. I have this dream and I start like running, and when I stop, because I used to love running, so when I stop running, I can't walk anymore. So I'm like, I can't stop. Like, I just have to keep running. Like, so I'm like, obviously there's something there. And sometimes I like go to like get up or get out of the car, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
When you have these dreams, are you bummed out when you wake up? Or?
Yeah. Damn it. But like, I still like my life.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I read somewhere, or I heard somewhere that when you start dreaming as you are, that's when you've accepted it. So for people that lose that, there's been I've had a couple of double amputees on the show, and Brad Smaler, and now you, and it's when you start to dream as you are.
See, I believe that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like my dreams are weird, so it's like I'm never like stuck in my wheelchair in my dreams. It's like, but I just have to keep going.
Yeah. Have you encountered any stigma or misconceptions around disabilities? What's been any sort of eye-opening thing there?
Before my accident, I thought everyone in a wheelchair was like something wrong with, like didn't ever think like it could happen to the standard person walking down the road. Like now I like see everyone in a wheelchair. Oh, what happened to you? Like,
was that the first thing you asked?
Why are you in a wheelchair? Like, I don't know. Like, I like to know people's stories because like it can happen to anyone. But yeah, I guess like I don't know.
And what are some of those stories from people you meet?
Swimming and diving into pools. Like,
really?
Don't ever dive into a pool. Yeah, like heaps of random like in sports. I've got a few like cool people that have broken their backs and stuff from motocross that are paralysed, and they're like doing mean. So I like kind of talking to those people. But, yeah.
And any sort of like role models or sources of inspiration? I know there's one Instagram post where you met Sophie Pascoe. Dame Sophie. Any role models or? I
don't know. Someone asked me this the other day. And like, I don't know, like obviously there's like so many amazing people out there, like blow my mind with like just their drive and like determination. But I don't know, no one right now that like sticks out to me. I guess you just do you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're going to be a role model to a lot of other people. You got such a good attitude. What are you doing in Auckland today? You mentioned something about an expo.
We're doing like a disability expo, so I have a little stand, so heaps of OTs and physios and stuff come through, and it's just, show your ability is what it's called. So you just kind of, I just giving out flyers and got like a little TV with like slideshows of what we do at the gym, just to,
Oh, that's cool.
So then people, I guess the more word is out there, hopefully people will like find you and find the help that they need.
Right. Are you trying to recruit another physio?
No.
You probably need some up your sleeve. It seems like you've been through them.
No, my team is good.
How has what message would you like to share with others about the importance of resilience? I feel like resilience maybe, I could be completely wrong here, but I feel like it's something that you've maybe just haven't sort of thought about. It's just sort of in your DNA.
Yeah, I feel like you either have it or you don't. I guess you can get it, but I don't know, like, why start something that you don't finish, you know, like, I don't know, yeah, just keep going. Like, there's always something worse out there.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so,
like with any situation.
There is that saying that comparison is the theft of joy. But if you compare down, you don't actually have to look too far to see someone that's got a lot worse. How has your perspective on life and what's important changed since the accident?
See, it's weird. Like, I still live the standard life. Like, I still think, like, I found out we're having a girl and I was like, oh, I'm going shopping. Like, I want to buy all these cute things. And I'm like, why do I even care? Like, you know, like, everyone is this, I don't know, I think, like, obviously you take your health for granted and you don't care about it until something goes wrong. But, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm probably still the same. I just hope that I care about other people more.
Mm. Oh, you definitely do. Like, it's come up a couple of times in this chat, hasn't it? Yeah, like, you've been concerned about your parents and how they'd react when they found out about the accident. Yeah. Oh, what about your wedding? So when did you get married?
Oh, I can't even remember. 24th of March. What year was it? 2019?
2019. So was the date already in place, like pre-accident?
No, so we were like, poor Mitch. He had asked my dad if he could propose to me like before my accident, and then he hadn't done it, and then I had my accident. So he proposed to me in hospital, and then he was like, always say something. I'm like, I don't even remember. I'm like, you're lucky I said yes, but then I didn't want to get married until I could walk, and I'm like, I'm not marrying you until I can walk. I want to walk down the aisle. And then he started getting mad at me. So, well, okay, we're getting married. So I got told. But I still walked down the aisle, so that was cool.
Did you? Yeah. How did that look? The ceremony and the day. So were you like held up by friends, or did you have a frame?
No. So this guy. So I now have these like splint. What are they called? Like KFO, like leg braces, pretty much. And this guy in the hospital. So he was like the most amazing guy. He's builds them. And he made me these braces. And the night before my wedding, so my one's they were coming from Australia, and they hadn't a ribbon, and he was for the Friday night before my wedding, and he's like, just come to the hospital and I'll sort you out, like, I'm not leaving. It was like 9 o'clock at night, and he's still like, we're at the hospital, and he's like making these braces for my legs so I could walk down the aisle. It was like the sweet, like, he gave up his night and his like family to like help me, and it was, so we on the night before we were practicing like how to walk. Like, obviously I've been doing it for rehab, but I wasn't very good. So I had a walking frame, and I got married at home. So we, my mum and dad were on either side of me, like holding the frame, I think, and then I was waddled my way down. And then I put them on like for the first dance as well, so I stood up.
Yeah, how do you feel when you watch the video back of that?
I didn't video it, it was too cheap.
What? Someone must have filmed it on their phone.
No, I've got photos. I'm like, oh, what a budget. But I'm stoked I did it, like, that was my thing. I don't want to get married until I walk, so I was stoked.
Why was that such a big thing for you?
I think because I probably didn't know, like, I don't know, I didn't want to be in my wheelchair. I hated being in my wheelchair. It was like embarrassing. Everyone looks beautiful and stands up, and I'm like dumb in a wheelchair. So like, yeah, I had to.
What is obviously Mitch is super supportive, and is happy. It seems like he loves you unconditionally. So if you decided to,
some days,
yeah. What does he feel about your dogged determination and your reluctance to accept that this could be as good as it gets?
He's good. Like, he's always like, keep pushing. So right now we're just looking into, I want to get stem cells. So it's like 40 grand. And I have to go to America to get it. And I was like, I got no money. So, or like, we've got no money. So I need to get your hardship out from your KiwiSaver. We'll put it used out. Like, there's no, like,
no limit.
There's no, like, whatever. It's like, sweet. Like, oh, cool. I get to come to America. Or, what did he say? Do I get to come with you? Or are you taking someone else? Like, he'll support me 100% with whatever. Like, yeah.
Have you done some travel since the accident? Where have you been?
Yeah.
Have you been on a honeymoon or anything?
No, we went to Queenstown.
Yeah.
Did like some skiing, but I think that would piss him off. Like if I wasn't like up for stuff, that was when he'd get mad at me. So I did like the skiing down there, like the sit ski down there.
Oh, what's that?
So you just like sit down on one of those like, it's real weird. It's like,
What, like a toboggan? No.
nah, it's like on skis and it's like got a seat on it and you like ski down the mountain.
Can anyone get one of those?
I don't know. I pretended so you had to like do like a course how to do it at the mountain and get like an instructor to help you. And I was like, oh, so I was like, we'll just pretend that I've done it before because I wanted to like do it. I was like, I'm sure it'll be fine. So we like pretended to the guy there, so because they won't hire it to you like unless you're like properly go to the snow or whatever. So no, I do it all the time. Like we just live in the mount, so we do it at Ruapehu. And then the guy like gave it to me, and then I like he's like, I'll just come with you for your first run. I was like, okay, I don't know how the fuck to do it. And then he like stayed with me. Then he ended up staying with me all day. He was like, I'll just hang out with you. I think he knew. I was like, sweet. So,
Oh my God.
I think
Oh my
think being
God,
out
you
for
are-
anything is
You're a liability. Oh, this is amazing. God, your family must be so proud.
they're pretty good.
Yeah, do they say that, or are you not one of those families that sort of tell each other?
My mum and dad do. Like my mum always writes me the cutest birthday cards, and she always writes
Yeah.
the sweetest little message. But yeah, they do.
No, I mean, it's seriously inspirational, like the determination. I know, I've said it over and over again, but it is. It's really inspiring. Yeah, so what next? The stems. When are you hoping to do the stem cells?
Well, as soon as I get my KiwiSaver out.
Yeah. So what's involved with that, and what's it likely to do?
So they pretty much like IV use. So they use umbilical stem cells. So from someone else, and then they like insert you. So they do it through like an IV, and then they do some into your spinal cord. So you want it to go around like the lesion, and they just kind of pump it through. So it's hopefully, I don't know how to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of like just helps with like regeneration around like the cells. So like the lady was pretty good. Like she was straight. She was like, it's helps some people, it doesn't to some people. We can't tell you. But I need to do something more. Like I need to add something like to what I'm doing.
Yeah, just to try. But then if you do that and there's no impact or whatever, you know, are you depressed after that? Are you sad?
No, like I'm kind of like the placebo effect, I think. So I believe enough. I'm like, hey, it's doing something. No, I've got to try it. I know that it is maybe going to help or it might not help. I know it's not going to make me walk. Like I'm not stupid. But I've got to try it. It's like the next thing. And then I know technology is changing, and that's why I think as well I'm so like hard out into my rehab, because if I did let my body like lose my muscle tone, lose my bone density and all of that, like it's not going to help me in life. And when like something does come up, I won't be like a good candidate because I'm fucked, you know.
Yeah, so you're in the best possible shape you can be.
Yeah.
So and your how's your upper body strength changed? Like what have you noticed in your upper body? I noticed in your chair you were flying along uphill outside the apartment.
I think, I did motocross before, so I was already like, I want skinny arms. And then I don't think I'm going to get skinny arms in a wheelchair. But no, I'm pretty like strong. I can do everything.
And you're okay. So you just drove yourself up from Papamoa.
Yeah.
So it's all hand controlled.
Yeah, and then I just take my chair apart and put it like beside me. I hide it. See, it's again, I hide it in the back seat. But driving makes you feel so like free. So I like a good drive.
Yeah, I can sort of relate to what you're saying. So I feel like if I was in your position, I'd be exactly the same. Like I'm fiercely independent. I hate relying on anyone else for anything at all.
Yeah.
And I'd find that immensely frustrating. Yeah.
And yeah, it's like driving, like take my chair apart and I can do whatever, I can get out wherever, you know, it's just easy.
Yeah. So your chair's just outside the podcast room here. The passageway was too narrow to get you in, so I carried you in here. You're very light, by the way. You're very easy to carry. But how was that? You were okay with being carried? That's not embarrassing or anything?
Nah, see, I'm not weird, Like, and this what annoys me, like some people in wheelchairs, like, I don't know if different situations and they had different experiences. I'm like, go hard, do whatever you need to, like, piggyback me out those stairs or whatever. Like, I'm not going to miss it out kind of thing. And I understand like accessibility is such like a big thing, but I'm like, there's no way you can make like everything accessible. It's life, like, so I don't really care. Like, as long as I can be part of it, that's all kind of that matters. And people are so nice. Like, they're always willing to make things work. So I've never had like bad experiences.
Have you got a mobility pass in your car?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so you are accepting some of the...
I'll accept that. Shit, yeah.
Oh, that would have come in handy at the mall at Christmas time.
Yeah, someone with my work people, I was like, middle of like, probably like the 23rd of December, everyone's at work and the roads are busy. I was like, I'm just going to go to Bayfair. Like, who the fuck goes to Bayfair on these days? And they're like, oh, sorry, the privileged white girl that parks right outside. I'm like, yep, get there, park, like, first park, typical, send a little photo.
Yeah, well, hey, I can't thank you enough for coming over today. I'm so excited that you shared the news about starting a family as well, and I'm so excited to see what the future brings. You were just such a ray of sunshine. You were so positive. Have we said you're inspiring? I think you're very inspiring, and anyone that's in your life, your husband, your family, and your friends, they're bloody lucky to have you. Yeah.
I don't know if that's the same.
Was it? Oh, yeah. I'm sure some days they wouldn't. I'm sure some days you're an absolute nightmare, and there's probably like about 30 physios that you've fired that would agree. But yeah, Casey Brady, formerly Waterhouse, thank you so much for coming over today and sharing your experiences and your time, and good luck for the future, whatever it brings.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. It's finally nice to meet you. I've listened to you my whole life. Everyone's like, oh, that's him. I was like, yeah. Did I give you a little fame, eh?
I'll take it.
No, thank you for having me.